to tell a story because I don't ever have a date to hold it for me. And, oh, would you? I'm going to hand my purse to this girl. She's right here in the front row. If she starts to run out. Thank you. But if you look back at the tape, it's true. You see, in January, I'm here, and I don't have a pocketbook because I had a date that night, and then I ran him off. And then in February, I'm up here with a big pocketbook on my arm and looking a mess. And so tonight, I'm back with my big pocketbook, but a friend to hold my pocketbook, and I'm looking kind of put together because life's going all right. But I am a little bit sad this week because this week in Atlanta, Georgia, the National Federation of Community Broadcasters is having its annual conference. And I'm not there. And you're thinking, so? Because you're thinking, how much fun could that possibly be, right? But if you've been there 3 years ago, you would totally want to go back. This room would be empty. You'd be there. Because it was so much fun, like 3 years ago. It was in Baltimore, right? And I was working at a little radio station in West Virginia. And it wasn't like that far to drive. It wasn't across the country. So we could afford to send a bunch of us. I mean, we didn't have like a bunch of us, but like 4 or 5 of us. So we go to Baltimore to this conference, and it's a cool town. I think Baltimore's kind of like a spooky kind of town. It was my first time there, and I'm from the country, and I like cities. I think they're pretty, so I like to go visit different cities. So I'm in Baltimore for the first time. It's April. It's a beautiful, like, sunny day, and everything smells like water. Our hotel's like an old hotel. Everything's just really beautiful. I'm having a good time, and we're all talking about like the ghost of Edgar Allan Poe and stuff, and like. But that's late that night. Wait, here's how that happened. They do this thing where after the workshops and everything, you split off into different groups. Like if you're a news director, you get with other news directors, a music director, blah, blah, blah. You all get together in groups according to what you do, and you talk shop. But you go out and you talk shop at a restaurant. And then if you all get along, then you go to a bar and you talk shop for a little while, and then you talk about other things. So we did some of that. And then we're all walking up the street drunk at it's early. It's like midnight. And there was this boy at breakfast on the second morning who had on a yellow sweater, and I thought it was cute, right? He had blue eyes, and I have kind of a problem with that. And so I knew there was going to be trouble. So I'm out, but he wasn't a news director like I was, so he wasn't in my little group. So I'm walking with my group of, like, dorky news directors, and we're talking about, like, how to get people to talk about things and, like, shop talk, like, cool edit and editing and everything. We're walking up the street, and this boy comes by, and he was the boy in the yellow sweater. He's got the same sweater on the next day, and I should have realized, but I didn't notice at the time because of the blue eyes and all. So he's walking this way, and we're walking up this way, and he just like does an about face and comes with us, and he's like cute, and now he's like walking beside me, right? And we're walking up the street with all these people, and we decide we're gonna go find the ghost of Edgar Allan Poe, who's supposed to be there somewhere roaming around. And this was after my little group had been to this place where you could try all these different beers with cool names that I'd never heard of, so we had tried a few of those. So anyway, I'm hanging around with the boy, and then next thing you know, it's like 3 in the morning, and we're in this hotel room, all of us, not me and the boy, but all of us, like a whole big group of people. I don't think it's the hotel where the conference is being held, because it doesn't seem as nice as that hotel. Somehow, it smells different. So we're in this hotel room with all these people. Some of them, there's like one girl who was in my little news director group, and she looks really scared. And I've just sort of realized where I am, so I don't know why she's scared, but that makes me scared, right? Other news directors are scared. I'm scared. So we're in this hotel room, and then but the boy is there, right? And then we think we smell pot smoke, like, and we've heard like another group behind us like talking shop, talking radio stuff. So we're like, okay, we're kind of in the same place. There's our radio group. So anyway, we think we smell pot. Anyway, so then it's even later still, and and the boy and I are going to sleep in this hotel room in this strange corner of this strange hotel room. And I'm like, I see there's a TV, and I'm like, I want to watch TV, I want to watch cartoons. And he's like, I'll try to find some for you. So he turns on the TV and like flips through all the channels looking for cartoons. We didn't find any, but I thought that was kind of sweet. So a couple weeks later, when he asked me to go visit him, I go visit him. I get there, we have a great time. He lives in D.C., right? So I took the train and went to visit him. And we're going out, partying in D.C., and having a wonderful time the first night. And then we get back, and we're like in the apartment, everything's going great. And then somehow we don't have sex. And the next morning, I'm like, what happened? And so we have another great day, though, and I try to put it out of my mind. That night, he's like, I have to tell you something. I'm like, oh. He's like, I started seeing someone since the conference. So I came back home, And the end.